Robert from Quick Games. I just want to share with you a few different types of gaming mats that I've had the pleasure of using. These are three different types that I have out, and I wanted to do a little bit of a review of each one, just to get a feeling for how each of these kind of play on the table. The first one here, this is called Melee Mats. It's a company out of California, and the whole idea is having a vinyl sheet that you can use to do dry erase on. It actually came with a little dry erase markers and eraser, and you can use that to draw on it. So the whole purpose of it is have this very large. It comes in a few different sizes. It has their logo in the corner there, and the reverse side has this little bit of maybe like a non-stick style coating, but you lay that down on the table. Getting it to lay flat is a little tricky, but once you get it down, it seems to do a pretty good job. The texturing on it is really kind of like I'd say like a laminate, so it really kind of has the feel of a kind of paper laminate. You thread it out on the table, you use your dry erase markers on it, go to. No issues with drawing on or erasing, although the mat that I got had a little bit of, I don't know what you'd call it, but maybe just some divots on the paper itself, but not too bad overall. Just a nice mat in general to kind of put together for your table. It's really meant for dry erase. That's where it shines. This is your standard Chessex mat. It has like a parchment style feel. This is basically printed directly on the vinyl, versus this one has kind of like the plastic coating on it. This is the go-to standard. The reverse side has the hexagons. You can also use dry erase on the Chessex mats, but you have to be a little careful because as you use them, and if you leave the colors on them, they can kind of sink into the mat a little bit. So what I usually do is I'll throw down a piece of acrylic or plastic just to protect it on top if I'm going to draw anything on top. That's a good way to put that together. And then it just protects the top a little bit, and you can still use the dry erase aspects of it. This has been my go-to mat for a really long time. I was trying out the Melee Mats one. Both of them are quite good. I would say that for travel and the sort of the divots or the bending that was happening with this mat that was a little harder to smooth out, the Chessex mat definitely is a softer mat, so it'll probably hold up a little bit better if you're traveling around. You can also get carrier cases to carry your mats in. This is a play mat. This one actually comes from Ultimate Guard. It's meant to be for cards for gaming. You throw that down and you'd be able to play, say, a card game across the two sides. It's basically the same texture as a mouse pad. Really meant for card games and those types of things, but a large enough mat you can throw that on your table, and that can be your mat that you play on. It really kind of depends on how you play, right? So if you play with dry erase markers or that type of thing, then these are definitely go-tos. If you're putting your own pieces onto the table, so here I have some of the Dwarven Forge tiles. If you're going to be doing that anyway, it may not necessarily matter that you have the ability to draw on the table, because you already have your play area and your play space kind of defined, so you're just kind of putting those down on top. And it looks nice when you don't have a very distracting background. You can just focus on the play pieces that are on there. So that's a great solution. And then actually our local fabric store around here had a neoprene version that was a little bit thicker, and you can get it, because it was a fabric store, you can get kind of a large or a larger roll of it. And this is something that we've thrown down either just for board games or using it for something like that, where you already have a piece that you're putting onto the table. I do want to show, so any of these options I think would work pretty well. It kind of depends on your style of play and how you want to put together your table. I do want to show and share with you these that I found. These are called Terra Tiles. They have different sets of these. This set is the Coasts and Rivers. The basic set is called the Misty Moorlands. But the whole idea is these are configurable tiles. They come in kind of large hexes, similar, and they have the look and feel similar to a board game tile. But they look something like this, and they're quite large tiles, and they hold up pretty well. This is one of the coastal tiles showing the ocean on the side, and you have a road going along, and they have different variations of these. So they come in different sets with themes to them, and you simply would lay these down on the table in a configuration that makes sense, and maybe part of your story has to do with some sort of ruins that the heroes come across, so you throw that down on the table, and then you kind of work it from there, right? So the road, might continue on. You can build out a quick and easy game that you're putting together that has, maybe like one of these outdoor spaces, and because it's modular, it makes it very easy to kind of put and quickly pull together a map. You just throw a bunch of these down, you're there ready to go. These don't have the grid on them. I actually don't mind not having a grid. It's per your preference for play. If you want to draw Dungeon old school, definitely one of the classic maps are there for you. If you're more into props and extra pieces, like if you have your own flooring, then I definitely recommend just throwing down a piece of neoprene. If you're looking for a kind of larger modular map, you can use this to do the outdoor part. It looks great on the table, and it's a great way of putting it together. You can find us online at critgames.com, or follow us at Crit Games LLC on Twitter, or find us on Instagram. Our YouTube channel, you can search for us on YouTube, Crit Games. If you like these videos, please let me know. Like or subscribe, or otherwise comment and share, and just let me know if these are videos that you've enjoying, what type of mat that you use, and what you found that works really well in your game. And as always, game on.